Hello, welcome back to Cooking with Chris. This week we're off to Italy again and we're doing traditional arancini. This is a traditional recipe coming from Sicily. Slightly unusual, as most people will know, but this one is done with Bolognese and mozzarella cheese. I know it's an authentic recipe because I've asked about it when I've been in Italy. I got the recipe for the Bolognese sauce when I was actually in Bologna from a chef from there. And I've researched this a lot, and this is the correct way to do it. Anyway, I hope you enjoy it. Let's get on with making this video. For this recipe, you will need beef and pork mince, frozen peas, water, olive oil, whole milk, red wine, passata, tomato puree, onion, diced veg, panko breadcrumbs, chicken stock, garlic, Parmesan cheese, white wine, salt and pepper, breadcrumbs, egg and Arborio or Carnoroli rice. What I'm doing now is I'm making a traditional Bolognese. It's slightly different from the one that you might know. We fry some onions in some olive oil and we cook them out, and then we add some celery and some carrots. This is what is called in Italian a soffritto. This you cook out until it all gets the goodness out of the ingredients, and then we add in some black pepper and some salt, and we make sure this is really cooked down well. You'll see here how it's bubbling along and the water's coming out, and you don't want to catch the bottom of the pan. Then you add a good glug of quality red wine to that, and then you cook the red wine for a while to get rid of the alcohol, and then you put in 150 grams of tomato puree, good quality one. Muti I use is the best stuff, and then you can see it's cooking the water out of that, and then in goes the beef mince and the pork mince. And then what we do now is cook this until we get it all mixed together, and then you'll start to see the water will come out of the product, and you have to cook it for quite a while on a low heat, and you can see they're bubbling away and the water's coming to the top. What I'm going to add now is some good quality passata. This is Muti, made out of San Marzano tomatoes. And then we rinse the bottle out so that we don't lose any of the ingredients. Give this a good shake and add it to your Bolognese. You won't notice the water later, it just all gets cooked in. There we are, that's poured in. And then the next thing, Muti tomatoes. Again, San Marzano. They really are worth buying. They're not cheap, but it makes a lot of difference. And then we put in peas. That's a bit unusual, you might think, but this is a traditional Bolognese recipe. Then added some milk, that takes away all the bitterness. What I'm doing now is making the risotto for our arancini. Put in some olive oil, and I've got some onions in the bottom of the pan. Cook these out a little bit, and then once that's done, what we'll do is we'll add in some black pepper, and then once that's done, we put in our rice. And when you put the rice in, you want to try to get it to look translucent. You mix it about and you don't stop stirring. Very important. Just keep stirring it all the time. Add in some white wine, stir again. If you forget to stir, you'll burn it. Add in some chicken stock, a bit at a time. I put a couple of ladlefuls in and then stir. Alright, if you forget to stir, you will burn it. So, keep your stock hot, stir in that, and you can see that it will gradually absorb the stock. Now I'm going to put Parmesan cheese in, good helping, and then you stir that in. Very important all the time. And then once that's done, you can see it's getting creamy. We'll add in some butter, and then once again stir that up. I know I'm repeating myself, but this is very important. And just keep mixing it up, and that's the consistency that you want from your risotto for the arancini. What I'm going to do now is to put the arancini together, but first of all I'll heat up some oil to about 150 degrees ready for this. Now you take some very cold rice, I've had this in the fridge and in the freezer, and then you add in some Bolognese sauce into the rice that you've got there, and then on top of that put in some mozzarella cheese. Squeeze it all together, then get some more rice, put that on top, and then form it into a ball. Can be a little bit awkward, you'll have to keep adding some more rice, keep making it round, and you can end up making this so big that it's a meal in itself just having one of them. But there you are, that's formed quite well into a ball. Just add in a little bit more. Don't want to see any bolognese sauce or any cheese on that. Right, now what I'm going to do is to put this into the egg to coat it. I'm not using flour, it's not necessary. Just coat it in the egg, and then once that's done, put it into the breadcrumbs, roll it around, fold the breadcrumbs all over it so you've got a good coating. When you've done that, put it on the plate ready for frying, and then keep your hands wet, very important, so the rice doesn't stick. A good wad of rice in your hand, flatten it down, and then once again we'll add some bolognese and some cheese. Now this is traditional, this is Sicilian, this is what they do. If you just do it with mozzarella, then you're making a croquette, you're not making an arancini. So we're adding all the ingredients again, another lot of rice, form a nice big ball, into the egg, back into the breadcrumbs, roll it around, and that's prepared, ready for deep frying. Okay, deep fry is ready, 150 degrees. Gently place the arancini in, don't want to drop them otherwise they'll fall apart, and then lower the basket down into the oil, nice and hot, and it starts to bubble. If you haven't got a deep fat fryer, just put it into a large pan and get it up to the same temperature. Move them about, and there they are, golden brown and ready. And then we'll take them out carefully, and then we'll put them onto some kitchen paper to drain them, and they're now ready to serve. There we are, I've done it. Arancini, looks lovely, really nice. I'm serving it up with just a little bit of salad, and there's some tomatoes and an arrabbiata sauce. And we finish it off just by putting a little bit of olive oil over the salad, a little bit of pepper on the top, and we'll put some of our arrabbiata sauce over the top. There we are, I'm sure it would taste good. And as I said before, I know this is authentic. So what we'll do is we'll cut into this and we'll see how it's come out. Look at that, lovely, lovely gooey mozzarella cheese, and the rice and the bolognese is going to be really nice to eat. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next week when we do another video. Thanks for your filming, Jack, and all your editing. Couldn't do it without you. See you later. Bye.